Are you finding that you're trying to positive think yourself through life, trying to positive think yourself through a job that doesn't feel super supportive or that doesn't bring you joy, or positive think yourself through relationships, partnerships that aren't bringing you joy or don't feel supportive? I find this happens a lot. A lot of my clients, I find out in our one-on-one sessions together when I'm channeling for them that one of the reasons why they're feeling stuck is because they're trying to positive think themselves through things, and they're not realizing that the reasons why they're feeling stuck is their higher self communicating with them that it's time to make change. I'm going to share with you today what I channeled for a client, including her soul contracts and the reasons why she was feeling the way she was feeling in her life, and the reasons why she hasn't seen changes in her life in a direction that she's wishing to go. So we'll call her Jane. And today, Jane wanted to know why and how to get rid of a negative feeling. She feels like she's been having a lot of negative thoughts and negative feelings, and she wants to know how she can get stop feeling that way. And she was pretty open to the guidance that came in. So some beautiful, beautiful supportive guidance came in from a group of cosmic beings that I channel. I'm a channel, and I channel several different groups of beings, but they're all here to help us on our human journey and help us align to our highest timeline of joy and happiness. So Jane is she's an esthetician and also a nail tech, and she works for her family. And she's very, very good at what she does, but she gets a lot of projection onto her because she does so well that she gets a lot of repeat clients, and she gets tipped more than other people in her areas. And she wanted to know, how can she stop feeling negative? And what my guides showed was that she was trying to positive think her way through things instead of actually making the changes she needed to make in her life. So because of her upbringing, partially in a very deep religious upbringing, religion is designed to put us in a box and make us feel like we have to be a certain way in order to do good or go to heaven or get God's grace or whatever the message is that you heard in church. And it's really just an indoctrinated program to keep us in line for the powers that were. So this program had been running her whole life around causing her to believe that she was the problem, that she needed to change the way she was thinking. She should feel shameful for her negative thoughts and feeling frustrated and things in her life. And she's been trying to positive think herself through things. And what my guides shared was that one of the things that she's here to do, that she has a soul contract here to do, is to help other women find their voice and live their authenticity. Many, many, many women are not living their truth. They're doing what they feel like they're supposed to do. They're taking on many, many roles as mother, as they're working full-time jobs, raising children, wife, cook, cleaner, all of the things, and they tend to lose themselves in all of those roles. And a lot of this comes from religious programming. We grew up hearing what we should and shouldn't do. Religion was created to control us, and it was created by humans to control us. I'm not talking about God or the man known as Jesus or Buddha. I'm talking about the indoctrinated process of religion. So my client, Jane, had been feeling very down and frustrated and a little bit shameful about her negative thoughts. And what my guide showed is that there's a difference between trying to positive think yourself through something and then identifying that there's something that needs to be changed in your life. So she had been trying to positive think herself through continuing to work in these in a job that was not supportive for her, that people were not celebrating her success, and instead were very jealous, which were their projections onto my client. But my client, given that she's an empath, they actually said empath on steroids, she picks up on other people's feelings. And since she doesn't realize that she's doing that, she then takes those feelings on and starts trying to find a way to stop feeling that way and blaming herself for the negative feelings. And what they said was that these negative feelings were a sign and a clue from her higher self that something needed to be shifted. It wasn't that she needed to do better or show up and give more in her life. This was her higher self telling her it was time to set boundaries and to leave the job yesterday. And get herself in a situation where she's feeling supported and loved and celebrated. Even if that means going to work for herself for a while or in an atmosphere where she's not around people that are projecting, whatever it is, it's time for her to make different choices. And they showed that she had been operating from this place in her relationships, starting in childhood. And these conditions, starting in childhood, that made her believe she had to be a certain way and show up a certain way and act and a certain way and say certain things. in order to please other people were the conditions that her soul created for herself in this lifetime to allow her the opportunity to learn, to go inward, to identify what will bring her joy. Because the way she's living now is not bringing her joy. But instead of trying to positive think herself through things and things not getting better, because they're not going to get better, we're not meant to positive think ourselves through things. Her higher self had been trying to get her attention to say, what needs to be changed in your life to start living up from a place of joy and happiness, and from a place where you are putting yourself first and loving yourself. In the beginning of the session, I asked her, what kind of makes her tick? What's important to her in life? And she said she wants to help others. She wants to serve others, but she had misconstrued that drive, that feeling, that desire for needing to please everyone. And in fact, that's the opposite of what she's here to do. She is here to learn how to put herself first, follow her joy. If she's not experiencing joy, that's a clue from her higher self that it's not aligned to her. She's not meant to go down that path. And this is a message for all of you out there. This is what my guides wanted me to share with you. If you're not experiencing joy, you can ask first, what is this teaching me? Put your hand on your heart center, ask your higher self, what is this teaching me? Journal it out. Your higher self will speak to you through journaling. And then if there is a lesson here, identify the lesson, take action, and move on. Do not stay in situations that's not bringing you joy, or where people are projecting their unhappiness onto you. We can't do what we came to do when we're trying to people please. So what came in for her was that through her trying to people please everyone around her, through her desire to serve, it was actually doing the opposite effect, and not only supporting anyone around her, it wasn't supporting herself. And that she first needs to put herself first and get herself into a situation with relationships, friendships, job, partnerships, where she feels nourished by her taking action on that first. What does she need to do in her life to make herself nourished, and then let go of anything that's not supporting that. And what my guides showed me is that she chose to learn these lessons in this lifetime because she's here to lead and teach other women to do the same. So many women are in relationships, partnerships, jobs that don't bring them joy because they feel like that's what they're supposed to be doing. They don't realize they have a choice, and they have a natural desire to serve, and they're misconstruing that from religious programming, indoctrination, the education system, caregivers, belief systems that aren't theirs. They're misconstruing this desire to serve with having to people please. And there's a big difference. When we are in people pleasing mode, we're actually not only we're not pleasing anyone, we aren't nourishing ourselves, and then our cup isn't filled, and we can't help or support other people in the way that we're feeling drawn to. So she's actually here to teach this and help other women through learning this herself. And I see this a ton, that the trauma that people endure in their lifetime, or the difficulties or experiences that are hard to endure, are actually lessons that we have identified that we wanted to learn in this lifetime to shape us into who we came to be, so that we can serve the collective. And only from that place can we truly serve. I hope this message resonates. Would love to hear your questions and comments. If you'd like to know about how you could work with me and my guides in channeling your soul contracts, the reason why you're here, the reasons for your experiences, and how you can turn your potentially perceived negative experiences and trauma into the medicine that you're meant to teach, check out my website. I have testimonies on there, as well as a free guide that will help you connect and discern your higher self's guidance, so that you can align to your highest timeline. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next video.